Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Charan. In this video I will show you in ASP.NET Core MVC without using entity framework how to show multiple models in a single view page. And here we got the final output. Notice the header tags display records from database, multiple models into a single view page. And MVC Core 3.0 without using entity framework. Now after the headers, we got the country table, which is a model 1, the country table, model 2 is a state table, and the model 3 is a city table. These three tables, country, state and city, we have created three models to display into a single view page. That's it. If you are a first time visitor to my channel, please subscribe to get the latest updates. Before writing the coding part in ASP.NET Core to show multiple tables in a single view page, first we'll check the table and the column names in SQL Server Management Studio. For this demo purpose, I am using three tables. The first table name is country, which contains two columns, and the second table state, and the third one is a city table. And my aim is I want to display these three tables into a single view page in ASP.NET Core MVC without using entity framework. So let's write the coding part. For this video tutorial, I'm creating a new ASP.NET Core web application. Go to File, New, Project, and from the projects I'm selecting ASP.NET Core web application. Click Next. Let's give the project name multiple models single view Core MVC, and I want to save this project in the D drive project folder. Then click Create, and the application I'm selecting model view control, and the ASP.NET Core version I'm using 3.0. Then click Next, Create, and the project is created successfully. Let's close this default window, then open Solution Explorer. First, in this project I'm creating a multiple classes in this models folder. So in the right click the models folder, add class, and the class name is the country class, and here we got our country class. And this country class I'm just defining only the public properties. Let's add first the namespace using system.componentModel.data innovations. After adding this namespace, now in the class let's add the key method, then prop, double tap, the public int. The property name must be the column name of the table. So let's add, in the country table we have two columns, so the first column name is a CID. This column name in this class will be the property name, and the next prop string, and the second column name is CNAME. Copy that one and paste here. Now let's create another class in the same models folder. Right click the models folder, add class, and the class name is a state class. And here in the state class, let's add the package using system.componentModel.data innovations, and the class in the state class just defining the public properties. So first need to add the key method, then prop. The properties, first one is an integer type, the property name, which is a column name of the state table. First column name is a SID, so let's add the SID. Second column name, which is a string data type, the second column name is a SNAME. Copy that one and paste here. And the last one, prop, is the integer type, The third column name is a CID. I'm pasting it up. So now the last class in the same models folder, right click the models folder, add, click class. The class name is a city. It's a city class. And here we got our city class also. Now in the city class, same thing. We need to, I'm adding the component model dot data notions, then public class key method, properties, the public property integer type. The property name is in the class in this SQL Server Management Studio. The city table class contains the first column city ID. Copy that one and paste here. The second column name prop, which is a string type. The column name is a city name. Copy that one, paste here. Prop integer type SID. So after adding these three properties in this city class, now we got multiple models, so multiple classes in this models folder. Now let's add a new controller in this controllers folder. Right click the controllers, add controller. I'm selecting MVC Controller empty, add. The controller name is multiple models, is my controller name, add. And here the controller is added to a project. And if you notice in the Solution Explorer, when I expand the dependencies folder, notice the packages folder is added automatically when we are installing the template, MVC template. Let's expand this packages folder, and these are the packages were installed when I chosen the MVC controller template. So now let's add the namespaces using Microsoft.data.SQL client, and before that let's add the Microsoft.data, and the last namespace I'm adding the models folder using multiple models, the project name dot models folder. After adding these three necessary namespaces, now in the public action result, after action result index, I'm adding the new static method public static in the list class. You can use a list or IEnumerable. I'm adding the list. The type of elements in this list we are getting from this country table. So let's add the country, get country method name. So after that, let's add the list class, create the object for the list class. List country is equals to create the object list country. Then we require the connection string, the data source. So string connection is equals to, between double quotes, let's add the data source of our SQL server. To get the data source, open Server Explorer, right click the data connections, add connection. Let's add the SQL server name. After adding SQL server name, now I'm selecting the database name. The tables I have created in this sample DB. Let's select the sample DB database. Test connection is succeeded. OK. And here we got the sample db.db is added into our project Server Explorer. Now we require the data source of the sample DB. Right click the mouse, go to properties. In the properties there is a connection string which contains the data source. just copy the data source and paste between these double quotes. And one more important thing is, notice we got a small red mark at the bottom, which is an error. So to fix that, let's add another backward slash, semicolon. Then using SQL connection, SQL con is equals to new SQL connection. The SQL connection takes, the first one is connection string object, and then using SQL command, SQL com object is equals to new SQL command object. The SQL command object, here I am adding select start from the table name. The first table name is the country table, so let's add the country name here. Then between double quote, in this curly braces I am adding using SQL data adapter, SDA is equals to new SQL data adapter, SQL command dot connection is equals to SQL con. And after adding the SQL connection object to the SQL command, let's open the connection string SQL con open method. Then SDA dot select statement, select command is equals to SQL com object. And then to read the data, I'm using SQL data reader, and SQL data reader SDR is equals to SQL command object dot execute reader method. Then now to read the data, I'm using while loop, while SDR dot read method, and this read method. Now in this while loop, I'm creating an object for this table country. So let's add the country table name, COU obj object is equals to a new country. Then COU object dot, the first one is a CID is equals to SDR, the first one, the column name I want to display CID. If you notice, we got an error. The CID column is an integer type, so let's convert that to int32, and the next column name is CU object dot CName is equals to SDR, the column name I want to read the CName, which is a country name, dot toString method. Then let's add this country object into this list country object name dot add method. In this add method, I'm adding the country item, which is a CO object, semicolon. Then return the return, I'm adding this list country object, semicolon. That's it, we have written the code to fetch the records from the country table. Now let's create another method, public static, instead of writing and this thing. Let's copy that one, copy, paste, and this one for the state table, and state table, the state class name I'm adding get state is a method name. Now in the T type, I'm adding the state class name, and here also state. The connection string is the same, but here I'm changing the SQL command. Instead of country, I'm adding the state table. So here the state table, copy that one, the table name, and paste here. After that, I need to change this one also. State table, state, let's change the object name, state object, country state. So this state object here also state object, dot, I'm adding SID, state ID, SID, dot, sname. In state table we have 3 columns. So in the last column name, state object dot CID is equals to, let's copy this part and paste here. Instead of SID, I'm adding CID. Copy this one and paste here. And list country, so let's change this. Instead of list country, the object name, I'm adding list state. Copy this one, list state. Here the return list state. I'm adding the object, the state object, into this list state. That's it. We have fetched the records from the state table in this get state method. Now we require the last one, the city table. Get, first let's change the method name city, the type, the list type you are getting from this city class. So wherever the state, just change the city, and city here. And wherever the list state, I'm adding the object name, I'm changing the list city. Copy this one, list city, list city. State object, instead of state object, I'm adding city object. City object, copy this one, paste here, dot, first one city ID, let's add the city ID here, then city object, dot, city name, copy this city name here, add to the SGR, city object, dot, state ID, and add this state ID here, the column name. Now in the list city, I'm adding this city object. Copy this one and paste here. And here I forgot to change the table name. Instead of state, let's add city. Copy this one and paste here. That's it. We have written the code to fetch the records from the table, city table, into this get city method. Now here, let's add these methods into this index view page. So for that, I'm adding view data. The view data, first one is a country is equals to, I'm adding the get country method name. Now let's add the second method name also. Again, view data, state is equal to get state method, view data, between double quotes I'm adding city is equals to get city method. That's it. We have called these three methods into this action result index method. Now let's add the index view page. Highlight the I action result index, right click the mouse, add view. The view name is index, the template, and the template empty without template. I'm selecting. Click add. And here we got our index view page also. First, in this index view page, I'm adding at using my project name, multiple models. After adding the project name, then let's change the headings. Display records from database, multiple models into single view page. After that, I'm adding another heading, ASP.NET Core 3.0 MVC without using entity framework. Then let's add the horizontal line. Now, after the horizontal line, I'm adding the table. In this table class, in this table I'm adding the class which is a bootstrap class. I'm adding the class name table. After that tr, before that let's add this one. H4 is a country table, model 1, horizontal line. TR, the table header, is a country ID. TD, country ID. It's not TD, it's a TH, table headers. TH, second one is a country name. Then, to bind the data, I'm adding for each loop. So before that, we have to add the IEnumerable at IEnumerable. The IEnumerable, the OT type of objects I'm getting from the country. Let's create the object. Country names is equals to. Let's add this view country name as IEnumerable country. Semicolon. Let's copy this one, paste here and paste here. This one is a state table, state names. The view data, copy this one and paste here, and the class name is a state, the model name, and the last class name is a city class name. Let's give the variable city names, view data, copy this one, paste here. As IEnumerable, instead of country I'm adding city, the class name. And now let's add at for each loop variable item in. I want to fetch the record display. I want to display records in this for each loop the country table. So I'm adding this country names IEnumerable object between curly braces, tr table data at item dot. Notice we got the column names, property name CID, td at item dot cname. That's it, we have added the first country table from the model 1. Now again copy this one for the second model, HR horizontal line. Then let's give the heading model to state table. The table headers. In state table we have 3 columns: state ID, state name, and the third column we have CID in the state table. So let's add that one. Country ID, country ID. And here I am adding the state names. Copy that one and paste here. Variable item dot SID dot sname, and the TD last column name I want to add at item dot CID, country ID. Again horizontal line, copy this. Now we require the third table, model 3, and it's a city table. In the city table we have 3 columns: city ID, city name, and state ID. Let's add those headings: city ID, city name, and state ID. Here the state names, the object name I'm deleting. Let's add the city names to get the city name columns. Item dot city ID, first one, dot city name dot state ID. That's it, we have added the complete coding part. The multiple models: country, state, and city. These are the 3 models. I have written the code without using entity framework in ASP.NET Core MVC to display into this index view page. Now the most important, before run this application, we have to change the controller name. So to change the controller name, open Solution Explorer, and notice in the project there is a startup.cs file. Open that one, come to the bottom, and this notice the pattern controller is the home, which is a default one. I'm deleting that one. Our controller name is multiple models. Let's copy that controller name and paste in this controller. After that, the action view page is the index view page. This is the index view page. I want to display the data. Now we'll check the final results. Browse with, and select the browser, Google Chrome default, set as default, click browse. And here we got the final output. Notice the header tags display records from database, multiple models into a single view page, and MVC Core 3.0 without using entity framework. Now after the headers, we got the country table, which is a model 1, the country table, model 2 is a state table, and the model 3 is a city table. These 3 tables, country, state, and city, we have created 3 models to display into a single view page. That's it.